Hello, I've just woken up not long ago and I thought it would be really cool to make a weight loss update video and to show my routine throughout the day as somebody who is on a health and weight loss journey. So the last video I made was quite a while back, talking about my plant-based eating, and I thought it would be good to do another update now and to show you guys my progress and talk about what I've been doing these past couple of months to stay healthy. So what I'm going to do, I normally, it's 6:30 in the morning. I normally wake up between now and 7 a.m. to go to work, and I've started riding my bike to work. So I'm going to show you guys what I've been doing from when I get up in the morning and what I eat at work, and then what I do when I get home and eat for dinner. So I'm really excited to make this video, and let's get started. So what I first like to do is make myself a probiotic drink. So I didn't keep the packaging for this one, but I will show you what I use. And I just use 2 teaspoons in a cup and fill it with water, and I drink that. And this is for my gut health, and it helps me to have a bit of extra energy in the mornings. I have my breakfast prepped for the day, which I will make at work. This is just 3/4 of a cup of oats and 2 tablespoons of chocolate protein powder, and I will take this with me in my bag to work and heat it in the microwave there. So I'm going to make my son breakfast and get everything packed and ready for my bike ride to work. So I am ready to hop on my bike and ride to work. So I've only recently started riding to work because I'm still in a trial and error phase of exercise, which exercises are best for me, and I feel like I don't give things enough time to try out. Like, I went straight from walking and running on the treadmill and doing weights and body weight workouts, following an instructor, and I feel like it was just too much for me, and I was dreading coming home after work and knowing that I would have to do all these workouts before I could have dinner and relax and do things with the kids. So this is the perfect way for me to get that exercise in, because there's no choice. I have to get to work, and once I'm on this bike and I'm riding, there's no going back, and there's nothing better for me than getting out and getting the fresh air and exercise first thing in the morning. It's a really good start to my day, and on the way home it's a little harder because it's hot and there's some uphill, but once I get home I feel like I'm done. Like, if I want to do more, if I want to start lifting weights again, well, that's only 20 minutes, not like an hour all up of that, plus walking or running. And like, I've tried so many different things. I tried Pilates, I did swimming, and I think what I love to do the most is ride, because as a kid I rode a BMX. I did BMX racing and I loved riding to school with my parents, and there's just nothing better for me than riding my bike, because not only am I working my core and my lower muscles, I'm also getting some nature. I'll show you this view. Beautiful. So I think it's really important to not push ourselves and to do something that's an integral part of our day, like getting to work or getting home from work, and something we enjoy, rather than trying to put this set time every day and dreading it because we're working it up in our minds that this thing we don't really want to do. There's always another choice in the back of my mind, like I don't want to exercise at all. Like I just want to sit around and lose weight through my diet. And even though that can happen, there's also like so many other benefits to exercising. Like when I don't exercise, oh my god, I'm going uphill. I don't feel good. I start to feel very low mood very fast. So I feel like a part of my ability to feel good and have like a zest for life, among other things, is getting some daily exercise. And I've forgotten how much I love to ride my bike. And yeah, it's a really good workout for me. I know this because I'm absolutely jelly when I get to work and when I get home. So I do make the most of the 20 minutes on my bike by really pushing myself up the hills and not slowing down and not stopping. So yeah, I will talk more soon. I'm about to pass the pool where my son works, and this is the uphill leg of my journey, so I better get ready. So I've just arrived at work. This is my little daycare and I am absolutely stuffed. So I'm going to go inside and open up, have a shower, make my coffee, and I'll be back to talk some more soon. So I'm just unpacking my bag for the day. I've got some markers I bought for the kids. I brought a big bag of apples because the children enjoy eating them and it's a good snack for me. I brought a couple of carrots for me to snack on. I've got my pre-made oats that will just need to be heated in the microwave with some water, and I have my lunch that I pre-made, which I will talk about soon. So I'm going to put all of this away and make my coffee. Here's all my Christmas stuff for the kids to make their parents presents and to make Christmas activities. We have some little Christmas trees that we've been making out of contact, and we're going to fill the rest of the wall with more. Some little handprint Christmas trees, and we have our pretty lights up. Okay, so this is what I'm looking like at the moment. Last time I made a video about my weight loss was back in September, so 2 months ago. So I don't know if there's much of a difference here. So let's talk about progress. So I'll also post this photo of me from September to now, I don't see a lot of difference, even though I've been consistent with my routine and what I'm eating most of the time. But I have also built some muscle. So when I last posted a video about going vegan, I said that I was 61 kilos, and as I said that I would do, I did drop another kilo and went down to 60. So when I began, I was 70 kilos and I am now 60 kilos, and I have stayed 60 kilos for the past 2 months. And yes, it has driven me crazy, but I do feel that I'm currently in a plateau because I have lost a bulk of the weight. It's really slowed down, and I do feel like there are some things that I could tweak and do to get the rest of my weight off, which I really do want to achieve. And I'm still in a trial and error phase. And what I've decided to do is, instead of trying to do all these different things at once, like, although I really love strength training and I highly recommend it, and I do feel like it is important for weight loss, I just want to stick with the writing for 2 weeks and see what results I get from that. Then if I see that it's working or not working, I can decide to reincorporate some strength training. Now, I did have to stop strength training doing body weight workouts because I injured my wrist. I feel like my wrists are too fragile to lift my body weight, and it's caused injuries in the past, and I keep going back because I am obsessed with getting all the exercises right and following a plan. I am somebody that needs a plan in place and a routine. I don't do well just winging it. I need consistency and I need routine and commitment. So I do plan on, at some point, returning to the strength training using dumbbells, because that doesn't put pressure on my wrists. It's not an impact exercise, but I do just want to give it a couple of weeks. I am still quite sore in the neck and back from my last lot of workouts, so I'm giving myself a couple of weeks break. I'm just going to ride my bike 5 days a week to and from work and see what kind of changes that's doing for my health and my weight loss. And then I'm going to check in again at the end of that 2 weeks and decide if I need to start reincorporating some strength training or not. So my routine, basically everything is planned and prepped. And this may sound boring to some people, that I eat the same thing every single day, but it's what keeps me focused and keeps me going. If I bring to work my pre-made lunch, I know that I don't have any other choice. If I think, oh, I could really eat like a sandwich, a salad sandwich right now, because I am limiting my bread intake. And I think that it's okay to limit certain foods when you are trying to lose weight. I don't see anything wrong with that, as long as you're getting all the nutrients and getting everything that you need from your food and supplements, which is why I take the probiotic in the mornings and I take a multivitamin, and I make sure that I'm getting a small amount of good fats in my diet, and I am actually eating a high protein diet because I have been working out and I want to build lean muscle and maintain it. I do prefer a high protein diet. So what does that look like? Well, in the mornings, I always have my oats with protein powder, which I will show you when I have breakfast. So it is currently 7:40 in the morning, and in about 15 minutes my first child will arrive, and I generally have breakfast anywhere between 8:30 and 9, and then I bring my lunch with me that's already pre-made. So I just eat the same thing every day. And what inspired me was following Chelsea May on YouTube, because I really like her explanations around mindsets and habits, which is really good for me, because I am somebody that is coming from a past of bad habits and addiction. So addiction to alcohol, drugs, coffee, and junk food. So every few days I make a huge batch of sweet potatoes in the oven, and I steam a huge batch of broccoli, usually enough to last me 2 or 3 days, and then I do it again after that. And I cook up a block of tofu. I toss it in some seasonings and cook it in the air fryer. And I will go through this with you guys. Probably the next time I do my food prep, I'll make a video to show you exactly what I do. And I pop that into containers, put it in my fridge, and every day I bring one with me and I throw it in the air fryer for lunch for about 10 minutes. And then I top it with my homemade hummus, which is oil-free. And that is so satisfying and filling. Yes, I sometimes get tired of it and I will swap it out for something. So off and on, these past couple of months, I have tracked my calories through Chronometer. But once I knew how much everything came to and weighed, and made sure that what to eat to be in that deficit, I stopped needing to do that. So for a long time now, I haven't used Chronometer. But I did start using it 2 days ago again, because I started to feel fat and ugly and like a failure. And I went back to draw on what I heard previously that always helped me, was that whenever you're stuck, whenever you're in a plateau, whenever you want to get back on track, the quickest way is to realize that you need to be in a calorie deficit. You don't need to cut out foods. You don't need to portion control. You just need to monitor the calories and make sure that you're in a slight deficit at the end of each day. Now, how I do that is not portion control. I do it through the foods I eat. So I eat low calorie dense foods. So the broccoli, I have half my meals with non-starchy veggies and the other half with a starch of my choice, like potato or rice or beans or pasta. Now, I don't really eat beans and pasta or rice much, because I am in a weight loss phase, and I do feel that potatoes are the best for weight loss. And the beans tend to make me feel very bloated and gives me stomach pains. So I have found that being on a vegan diet, my system has become 10 times more sensitive. So I can barely even eat, as much as I love spicy foods like jalapenos and spices and peppers and chili. I love that stuff, but it just doesn't agree with me the same way it used to. I feel like my body is so sensitive. And a while back, I did cheat pretty big. I made a roast pork for my family. And it's very true that if the rest of your family are not vegan, it is going to be that little bit harder. Now, I don't actually crave meat and dairy, but this one day I made a huge roast pork with crackling, and my mouth was watering. And I said, okay, you're not gonna restrict yourself, Lisa, like, go for it. And I binged on this roast pork. I ate so much of it. I ate the crackling, and I thought it's okay, because these things, they don't make me feel very good afterwards. But I also know that I've moved from, in the past, where I would binge and make a mistake, I would give up completely. I would literally say, no, like, I failed, and I would give up completely. Well, I don't do that anymore. If I binge on like some cake or chocolate or cookies or some, packet French fries in the cupboard, which is very rare these days, I don't have that mindset. I do feel awful afterwards because my body doesn't like it. My body says no, and I get stomach ache. And I just feel disappointed in myself that, not that I had a treat or had something I wanted, but that I just went all the way and completely just didn't care about what I was putting in my body. That's not who I am anymore. So when I do these things, I do feel disappointed, and it is a signpost. It is good for me to feel that way. But I don't stop what I'm doing. I like, even if I have like a cookie with my tea or coffee, I don't go, okay, well, now the rest of the day I'm just going to eat what I want because I've failed anyway. No, I go, okay, I can still stay on track today. So then I just continue with my regular routine. I continue eating healthy. I continue eating, and I just don't have any more of those treats that are going to stall my weight loss if I did it all the time. It's the same if I binge on a day, like if I go out and I buy like Subway because I don't like to have a lot of bread, and I'll eat something, you know, like some movie popcorn full of butter, and that's my day. And I can have a whole day doing that, and then I'll know, okay, well, no, the next day I'm getting back on track. So I am able to do that, and I think that's why I haven't actually gained any weight the last couple of months. Because, and I have been having these things every now and then. I've had a couple of binge days, and that meat that I ate, I was so ill afterwards. Like, it constipated me. I had stomach cramps for days, and I just thought, well, you know, is it worth it? Not really. So, and ever since then, I haven't actually craved meat. So now when I go out, I'm actually getting better. So like, this takes a long time to change these mental habits around eating. So like the other week I went out shopping in the city, and I thought, no, instead of getting Subway, like all that bread, I went over to the carvery, and I know that I can't get everything oil free when I eat out, but I do the best I can. And I just got a massive plate I said, pile it up. I want 2 massive baked potatoes and veggies. And because potato is so filling, I thought, okay, yeah, I'm going to overload on the potatoes because I'm really hungry. I ate more potato than what I probably normally would, but I allowed that because it was my treat. And it was so many less calories than if I had went and got a foot-long sub full of salad. So yes, my habits are changing, my mindset's changing. So one more thing I wanted to touch on was that I used to share a lot about spirituality. So I am a very spiritual person, I still am, but I have come to see that I can't just sit around meditating and waiting to manifest my dreams, my goals, and my dream body, and for things to just fall into place. That actually didn't work for me. So what I have found is that by actually coming into my body more and moving my body and doing things like physical things has helped me grow and learn and achieve my goals much faster than just meditating and changing my mindset and everything. So like, I have done all of that. I feel like I've already done those things. And yes, even though we're all always still a work in progress, and I still have to reflect on my thoughts and feelings and perspectives, I feel like I'm already a spiritual being. I'm here to grow my soul, but not through spirituality. I'm here to grow my soul through the physical realm, and by doing physical things like exercise and weight loss. And I just want to say that an example is I couldn't sleep. I used to have really bad sleep issues. So I had insomnia and everything. And I tried to fix that through psychology and meditation and therapy and everything. And the only thing that actually ever worked for me was physically going to bed and getting up at the same time every morning. So it wasn't the going to bed that fixed it. It was getting a job where I was forced to get up at like a very early time and go to work and go to a job. And that every single day made me so tired at night that I just started sleeping really well. And that was two years ago now, and I have not had issues sleeping since. So what fixed my insomnia and my sleeping was actually having a physical routine that I did using my body. So forcing myself to get up at 6:30 in the morning every day for like 15 months. And now like running my own daycare, I still get up at the same time. And I find that getting up in the morning and getting the sunlight and the fresh air is like has reset my sleep, my brain to like sleep. And I couldn't do that through healing work or anything. I had to actually use my physical body to do that, and that has made me feel so much better. So I do feel like through the body we can achieve heightened awareness and spiritual growth. I used to talk a lot about we shouldn't have to do things we don't want to do, but I do feel like if that is going to mean the outcome being reaching our goals, then yes. Like, I didn't want to work in a public daycare for 15 months, but I had to in order to get my certification and be qualified to run my own family daycare. And as hard and excruciating as that was, it got me here. And I look at weight loss in the same way. I don't always like exercising. Sometimes I do just want to eat a pepperoni pizza, but I know that that's not going to get me to my goal. So sometimes I have to force myself within reason to do some of the things that are a little bit painful, are a little bit hard, only because I know that I have a goal. If there was no goal to get from that, I wouldn't push myself to do these things. I would say no, like, we're supposed to follow our joy. But it is my joy to be on a weight loss and health journey and to have a goal to be the healthiest, happiest version of myself. And at the moment, I'm in a phase of doing that through my physical body, looking good, feeling good, moving my body, getting sleep, spending time with my family and my kids. I spend far less time meditating and having therapy sessions with people and more time just living my life and actually using my body to achieve the goals I want to achieve. So I'm going to go now and I'll see you at breakfast time. So I'm feeling quite hungry now, so I'm going to prepare my oats. So I just put some water in and microwaved that for 2 minutes. Cinnamon, flaxseed, probably just about a tablespoon. Almond milk, frozen blueberries, probably about a cup. This is it. I love this breakfast. So filling and healthy. See you at lunch. Okay, so it's lunchtime for me. It is now 12:30. I had breakfast at about 8:30, 8:45, so it's been almost 4 hours and I haven't been hungry because the oats is full of fiber and protein and that keeps me full for a long time. I did snack on a carrot about 30 minutes ago just to satisfy me until lunch. So here's what I'm having for lunch. So I have prepped some broccoli, sweet potato and tofu that I'm just going to throw into the air fryer here. And let that heat up. As I said earlier, I do have potato every day for lunch. I have half of my meal is non-starchy veggie, so in my case I have broccoli, and I have the sweet potato and a little bit of tofu, and I top it with hummus. And I make sure that I always have this prepped, this lunch prepped for my weekdays, and I may eat a little differently on the weekends. So I've just thrown it back in here and I've put about 2 tablespoons of hummus on top. I'm going to enjoy. And I'm going to have one of these vegan multivitamins because I forgot to take it at breakfast, and they're just very tiny tablet. So I've just made myself a cup of dandelion tea as a little after lunch treat. Okay, so it's 2 o'clock and I am hungry again, and I think it's because of all the bike riding. It has increased my caloric needs, so I'm going to eat an apple. It's just after 3:45. All of the children have been picked up from daycare and I am about to ride home. It has started to rain, so it's probably going to be a very nice and cool ride home. I'm going to stop at the shops and buy some things for homemade pizzas tonight because I feel like a treat. I haven't had homemade pizzas in about 3 weeks, and I feel like I deserve a little treat and something different to potatoes every night for dinner. So I'm going to make myself a homemade pizza and I will see you at dinner time. So for dinner I'm making homemade pizza, and I have 2 bases here. I bought these today, but I actually saw that one of these is twice as many calories as one of these pitas. So I usually do have these, so I think I'm going to stick with one of these. So I was so hungry today after I got home from work that I had some water crackers with cucumber and tomato, and I normally don't eat them. It was actually the first time I'd had that, and as I said, I normally stay away from flour and bread and processed foods, but I thought, well, it's Friday, it's the end of the week, I've worked really hard this week, I've rode my bike every day, I've stuck to my meals, and I deserve to have a little treat. So I had a bunch of water crackers with tomato and cucumber, and I also had some whole food balls that I buy. They're all natural, but they are calorie dense, so they are quite high in calories. But I did have a few of those, and I had another coffee, and that has kept me full. So today I have been tracking my calories through Chronometer, and today I have a feeling that I'm either going to meet my target or I will be in a surplus. So I may not be in a calorie deficit today, and that's okay because I don't aim to have that deficit every single day, especially on a Friday night or a Saturday night. So the weekends I'm a little bit more lenient and I tend to not be as strict. So I'll show you what I'm having on my pizza. So on my pizza I will be having tomato pizza sauce and homemade vegan cheese sauce. The recipe I got from High Carb Hannah. Some spinach, yellow and red capsicum, mushrooms, about half an avocado, some tomatoes, an onion, some garlic salt, and I will probably top that with some barbecue sauce and jalapenos. So as you can see, there's not much to this pita bread, but there's a whole lot in vegetables. Here is my delicious pizza ready to eat, and that's my day. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Bye.